Schindler, world's greatest. Oh, thank you for volunteering.
I knew it.
Oh, how are you? And may I ask who you are?
Shirley.
Shirley. May I call you Shirley?
You may.
When's the best time? Are you with one of these gentlemen this evening?
No.
Oh, good! Listen, Shirley, have you ever seen me before in your life?
No.
How do you know it's me? She's going to take my word for it. Shirley, would you hold out your hand, please? It's a clean. Oh, Shirley, have you been on a trip recently?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, how about that? And you were born in June?
No.
What month?
August.
August. August is red, so we'll start with the red one. And this is magic, folks. I'll tell you what. Which of these two do you like? I'll show you something fascinating. Now, you have a choice. I'm not going to make it difficult. You have a choice. Which one of the two? Okay, hold out your hand. Oh, good, Shirley. What color is that?
It's red.
Very good. And what color is this, sir?
Black.
I didn't mean to wake you. Did I wake you? So we have a red one over there, a red one over here. I'm going to hold on to this one. You hold on to this one. Hold it tight and don't let me take it out. Tight.
Got it.
Say the magic words. Ah, hallelujah. I just want to see how many people of mine are in the room. Watch it. I wrote this music myself. This one, Shirley, disappears. Wait until you hear the applause when very slowly you open your hand. Please. She's got them both. Isn't this exciting? You want to do it again?
No.
Oh, please. Say otherwise, I've got no laugh. As it is, I've got trouble. Hold this very tight and put your other hand on top. Now, there was one here and one here. Now, pay attention. If you watch it carefully, you'll see exactly how it works. I'm going to hold on to this one. Mine disappears. She opens her hand slowly. With thunderous ovation. She's got them both. Isn't this exciting?
Wow.
We could do it two ways. We could do it with lots of applause or the way they've been doing it up to now. But, is it okay to explain how this works?
Yeah.
Go right ahead. Oh, you don't know. I cheat. Of course. Let me show you how. Hold this thing. Hold on to both of these, as a matter of fact. Both of them. Put your other hand on top. Now, Shirley, and you too. You only saw those two. What you didn't know was that I had more than two. I have one extra one here in my pocket. You didn't see that. Ah! See how tricky we are? If I hold on to this, and we do a little of this, you didn't see this third one. So really, it doesn't make any difference at all. Because when Shirley opens her hand, please, if you will, she has one, she has two, she has all three. My thanks. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. It's a good start. I'm from New York. You probably guessed because I speak so quickly. In New York, things are happening so fast all the time. We have to talk. I'll try to enunciate. I was told. And I'm not going to give you all my troubles, but I just got in here a few days ago from. I'm not going to mention the name of the airline. But I went down to the Delta booth. And I said to the guy, I've got 3 bags. I want this one to come to LAX, this one to Burbank, and this one to Ontario. The guy says, I can't do that. I said, why not? You did it on my last one. Did you ever lose a piece of luggage? I lost one piece. One piece. I went down to look for it. The guy was wearing my suit. And I fly carry-on. Good name for an airline, isn't it, Delta? D-E-L-T-A. Don't expect luggage to arrive. Listen, this is magic. I got to do some magic. Are you busy, sir?
Yeah.
Would you like to cooperate with me in an experiment? What is your name, please? Good memory. Now, Jack, stand up. Now, Jack and I are going to cooperate in a very interesting experiment, okay? It's just an experiment. You bring me the red table from there and put it here. Now, what I propose to do is the little red table that's here, just move that. He's got the idea. Put it over here if you don't mind, Jack. Turn it around. Oh, not okay. Just pour it over. Good. Thank you, Jack. Appreciate it very much. You play cards? Oh, good. You have one card from the other. Which is the other? Okay, good. He's okay. Now, if you look at on the table, you will notice there are 2 decks of playing cards. There's a red deck and a blue deck. Pick up either one. He's got the red deck in there. Shuffle the cards really good and careful. Wait a minute. Got to take them out of the box. These people think we are crazy. There's a guy holding the box. You may keep that as a souvenir of the castle. Have you mixed it up? Good. May I have them? I'm going to spread them carefully. Think of any one card. Can you see one card? Yes, of course you can. For the first time, tell us the name of the card you just saw.
Ace of Hearts.
You're kidding.
And
Ace of Hearts?
amazing.
I was backstage before the show started. I put a card in my pocket. That card was, in fact, the Ace of Hearts. Oh, no, Bobby. Honestly now, would you swear to it before a quarter of we never met before the show? We did not arrange this. Thank you so very much for your help. Have a seat. You know Jack? Is everybody related to this whole group? Oh, well, I'm an okay. I'll just say. Have anybody here ever been to Israel? Anybody ever? You flown over there? Did you fly from here or from New York?
Montreal.
From Montreal. Oh, that was probably the same distance. I flew El Al Israeli Airlines. Now, it's a very good airline. They check everything. Every little bag, every little suit, everything. Really, really careful. It's safe. But a woman got on the plane with a little dog. A little box. And in the box is a dog. The guy says, you can't put a dog on the plane. It's my little dog. He says, you can't put a dog on the plane. We'll put it in the back. But that's my little dog. It's safe. It's pressurized back there. My dog, don't worry. They put it in the back. Now, I don't know how long it took you. It took me 9.5 hours from JFK to Ben Gurion Airport. 9.5 hours. Got there, they opened the box in the back. The dog was dead. Oh, Israelis are very smart people. Guy got on the phone, said, get me another dog, looks like this one, quick. They did. And they said, see? She says, that's not my dog. Guy says, how do you know? She says, because my dog is dead. I came to bury him in the Holy Land. Oh, I can do magic for you. I forgot. I have a difficult trick and I have a simple trick. Difficult. Okay. I'd like to borrow a $100 bill from some lady or gentleman in the audience. That's pretty difficult. $100. Going once. This is not an auction, is it? $50. All right, I'll take a 50. Who's got a 50? 20. No one's got any money? Oh, the guy's reaching. Thank you so much. I couldn't have done it without you. Anything, the 100 would be better, but whatever you got. 5? I'll take what I can get. Did you already have dinner?
Yeah, we ate at Denny's.
You ate at Denny's. Okay, that's why he's got the 5. Oh, a 50. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That's a $50 bill. Is this the 50 you just gave me,
I
sir?
gave you 100.
Got it in my head. I only got 50. $50. I know that you're going to watch it very carefully because you now have an investment in this, right? I'd also like to borrow, if you may, a lady's finger ring. You have a finger ring that comes off? Lady's finger. Yeah, the cheap one is good. Come on, that's fine. Bring with you. He's only worried about his $50. Don't worry about that. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at this one. Where do you keep the batteries? Thank you. And your name?
Janet.
Thank you, Janet, so much for this lovely ring. You know this place here for a stone?
Yeah.
No, really, there is a stone. You can't see it. It's very little, but it's there. So, Janet, come on with it. Come on, because I don't want to do any hanky-panky. And it's very nice, Janet. It's really a beautiful ring. I'm just kidding. You understand. And the inscription, who was K. Mark? It's a lovely ring. And Janet, don't worry about it. I'm taking the ring and I'm going to encircle it with your $10 bills. Just like that. Okay? Now, Janet, put your finger on your index finger, the pointer finger, on the ring. You know what? I'm going to make a little investment myself. I just got paid my entire week's salary here at the castle, and I'm going to do that with my finger. Ready? I need that hand. Now that's the ring. That's the $10 bill. Cover it up with one. Say go.
Go.
It does. No move. Watch. Put your finger there. That is one great. Listen to the applause. I don't hear it. 50, wasn't it? Which do you prefer? You want this lovely ring or you want that 50? I've seen the ring. How about the 50? Okay with you if it's a... Thank you very much. You like card tricks?
Yeah.
I do some great card tricks.
I want my ring.
Your ring is in my car. Do you believe me?
No, I want my ring.
You go out to the parking garage, there's a Mercedes-Benz parked out there. I'm right next to it, little Honda, you can't miss it. I'm going to give you the keys to my car. You can have the car, you can have the keys, you can have the whole thing. Very, very simple. This is my house key, this is my car key, and hang... I love the reaction. I find just got back off the traveling, but my friend Aldo, he's a very nice guy. He said he's leaving tomorrow. He's leaving to Italy. I said, he's leaving, not tomorrow, last week. He left Italy. And I said, well, he's Pecco, it's Genoa Airlines and Alitalia. They merged. He's going Genitalia. I don't know yet. Very good. I said to him, Aldo, how long are you going to be in Italy? He says, I'm going to be in Italy for 6 weeks. I said, 6 weeks? And you speak Italian? He says, no. I said, you're going to be in Italy for 6 weeks and you don't speak Italian? How are you going to learn? He says, not a problem. On this airplane, they put these little earphones on. You've seen them. Put little earphones on, you plug it into the seat. And you turn it up and you listen, and he's going to teach Italian. So I said, that's great. So he puts on the earphones, he plugs it in, and off he goes. 12 hours later, he gets to Milan. Takes off the earphones, and the guy meets him. He says, Buongiorno! And he says, are you busy, sir? No. Would you like to come up and give us a little encouragement? How are you? Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Stand in my office. And your name?
Steve.
Nice to meet you, Steve. George Schindler, the world's greatest magician. Did they give you this tie at the door? Looks like one there. That's okay, good. Now, do you take cards? Oh, before we get it. Let's establish one thing. Before the show started, did we meet? Did we plan anything? We did not plan anything. We've never met before the show started.
Never met before.
You're not the guy. It's okay, Steve. We'll work it out anyway. You know what this is, Steve?
Take a card.
Very good. You want to take a good look at them? Take them out.
Sure.
Yeah, take them. Make sure they're for real. For real deck of cards?
Good, yeah.
They're not arranged in any special order or anything like that?
Just the order they're in.
You could shuffle them then. Give them a little bit of a mix just to make sure that they don't have any hanky-panky. Have you ever been to Las Vegas?
Have been.
Don't go back. It's a real deck of cards. We don't do any hanky-panky. Now you represent the entire audience. They can't see all the cards, but you can because you're closer. So if you do me a favor, give me your left thumb if you don't mind. Good guess. Your left thumb. Push back and peek at one card, but remember it, okay? Just one, please. You got one? The 9 of diamonds. Great trick. Was it the 9 of diamonds?
No.
What was it? You forgot. Don't do that. Yell it out.
4 of hearts.
No, it's not the 4 of hearts. That's the one in here. You're staying over here. The lights are in your way. Oh, we'll make it easier.
Okay.
All right, take anyone you wish. Help yourself. Anyone at all. Just help yourself. Yeah, tough one here. Take the deck in your own hands. Pick out any card you'd like to have. Make it easy. Anyone he wants to have. I'm not going to push one on him. While he's doing that, I'm going to get one of these. This is a marking pen. It's a magic marker. You got a card?
I've got a card.
Okay. And this way, you want to change your mind?
Sure.
He doesn't like the mind he's got. Are you happy with that?
I'm happy with
Okay. Take the pen. Not on the back now, but on the front. I want you to put a mark that you could identify again. A number, her phone number, a Visa number would be great. Now it's possible that a magician has 2 cards the same in the deck of cards, but not with his marking on it. That's impossible, right? So watch carefully. You like that? Good, better. I'm going to turn my back. You show that to all your friends. That's not going to take long at all. You done that? Okay? Ready?
Got it.
Okay. This is a big stuff now. Stand closer to the floor. Okay, good. Now, it's okay, fine. Put the card in the center of the back and watch what we do. Watch it carefully. I give the deck one cut like this and one cut like that and a snap. Would you believe it if I told you your card is now in my pocket?
Yes.
Of course you would. The world's greatest magician. Watch, let's prove it to everybody. The Joker? You picked the Joker?
I thought you were the
Is this
Joker.
your mark on there?
That's it.
You forgot the expiration date. That's okay. Look, you know, when you put the card in the pack, it doesn't stay there. You know that.
I saw that.
It shoots up my sleeve with a little rubber band. He's buying it. Over here, a pulley takes it to the other side. That's when the lead weight shoots it into my pocket. Listen,
I believe it.
I'll slow it down for you. Joker. Who would I pick the Joker? Watch it carefully. Listen, listen. Did you hear the rubber band? Yes. Watch the pulley. Lead weight. You want to take take that, please? That's a penknife. You can open that, if you don't mind. Because I want to give you that. It's not the penknife. I want to give you something special. But just get it open. It's okay. I could get paid by the hour. Step back a little bit. Can't open that.
Can we use it closed?
That's all right. It's a trick knife. We may need it later. I'm not sure. We can just set it here. I want to give you something special. You know what this is?
That's the deck of cards.
Deck of cards. This is a bicycle. I pedal these. Sealed, brand new deck of cards. Can you break that open? If you can't, I have this little knife here for you. Just tear it right open. Oh boy, what a strong guy you are. You had dinner already?
I did.
No wonder. Good. Just tear open. You want the knife to help
The
you?
knife will.
I thought you might want it. You see what magicians go through? We have such trouble with this deck of cards. To get them open is so tough. You can't get anything out of it. It's not really okay. You know what? You can take this back with you. You notice there's a tax stamp. You have to break the tax stamp. Take the knife if you don't mind. And just be very, very careful. Just slip the tax part open. Very important, because if they don't have the tax stamp, we can't go after the money. Be very careful. I'm not sure exactly. Terrific. I'll hang on to that. Now, if you open the flap, that's good. You know what the tax stamp is there? Just pull it with your thumb. Okay, let me get these tabs off here, make it easier, and slide the deck out onto the table. Never mind. Okay, straighten up in order. Put it over here like that. Just square them up nice and neatly. I don't know how many people realize it, but when a new deck of cards is made up, it's made up in ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's always in order, right? Correct?
Yes.
These are blue cards. You just put it face up on the table, face up like that. Now with your index finger, just push it across the table, make sure they're all arranged in whatever order they come in. There's nothing unusual about the deck, is there?
There's one upside down.
What do you mean one upside down? It's a brand new deck. Pull it out. The Joker with the number 98637. Gee, I want you to take this deck back home with you, and every time you pick up this deck of cards, you can say to yourself, I was fooled by George Schindler, the world's
Greatest magician.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. I'm sorry I have to leave right away. My grandson told me, Grandpa, after your last show, please get back and come and do the frog impression. I said, what do you mean the frog impression? He says, well, Grandma said, when you croak, we can all go to Hawaii. Thank you so much. You've been a delight. Hi. The title of this lecture is called Entertainment First. Now, to me, it's more important to be an entertainer than to be a magician. Ask me what I do for a living.
What do you do for a living, George?
That's funny you should ask. I'm an entertainer. I say that because that's what I'm paid for. You can entertain with dancing, with singing, as a comedian, and probably get a lot more money. But I entertain with magic. The tricks are wonderful. The tricks can be great. They can be poor. But if you're not an entertainer, you wasted all your time. So the title of this is called Entertainment First. And I've discovered over the years that if you allowed me to have only one trick in all my lifetime, what would that trick be? It would be the sponge ball trick. For me, the sponge ball trick contains every element of magic that you can have. It can vanish, it can appear, you can change colors with it, it uses misdirection, it's colorful, it can be seen in a theater if it's large enough, it can be worked close up. So to me, the sponges would be the greatest trick in the world. Most important is that it happens in a spectator's hand most of the time. That, to me, is more amazing than if you're doing intricate illusions with a big box. So I'm going to show you today the routine with the sponges. There are several elements that we have to go through. And first, I'm going to show you the routine itself. And then I'll show you the technique used for the vanishes and for the load. The first thing I do is I have 4 sponges. You only saw 3, but I use 4. You should have a spare, shouldn't you? The 4 sponges are in my right pants pocket. They're lined up 1, 2, 3, 4 so they don't make too much of a bulge. And when I get started, I have a spectator come in, and I have a single sponge thumb palmed. Very simple. It's a simple thumb palm. I ask the spectator to come in, and if I can just have a hand over here, just a hand. And I use some jokes. I say, oh, hi. Were you on a trip recently? As if I'm reading the palm. They'll say yes. You say, that's wonderful. If they say no, I say, how did you get here? Were you born in July? Has nothing to do with it. They'll say yes or no. Whatever month they say, that's the color for the month. So what month are you born in?
May that's red. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the sponge right on the spectator's hand and produce it. Nothing spectacular, no big deal. It's just producing it. It's a surprise. Sponge goes to my left hand. I put my hand in my pocket. I steal a second sponge. This comes out. Which of these two do you like? Whatever they say, you say, am I making this too complicated for you? You've already produced the second one. Now, would you hang on to that one, please? Just hold that. What color is that? Color has no bearing at all. It doesn't make, oh, I'm sorry, did I wake you? I had no idea. One over here, one over here. I'm going to hold on to this one. You hold on to this one and hold it tight. I snap my fingers. As you open your hand, you're going to get thunderous applause. By golly, she's got them both. At the same time, all the misdirection is here. I steal another sponge. Taking these together, 1, 2 go into the spectator's hand. I explain that, are you cheated? I have an extra sponge in my hand. This one has nothing to do with the trick, and we end up with 1, 2, 3 sponges. That's basically the routine that you saw. The most important part is not so much the activity, but the fact that I'm leading the spectator astray as I'm going. First, the surprise of producing 1 sponge in the spectator's hand. Not a big production. It's here and here, and it's produced. Okay? So that's the first surprise. The second surprise, I've stolen a second sponge from my pocket, is which of these two do you like? Whatever the question is, here's how I produce this. I'm going to turn my hand like this. It's just don't make a big deal of this. This is not to be looking like a slide. It's just a natural action. There's the ball. I put this one together and I just separate them. The reason I do that is something has happened. So when I pick it up the sponge, I say, which of these two do you like? There's a second one. Now this goes into the spectator's hand. This is already here, and I say, now watch it very carefully. I'm going to hold on to this one. I'm going to do the vanish, which I'm going to explain in a little while. It's a put and take vanish. Sponge is now here. I pick this one up, load both of them into the spectator's hand. This one vanishes. Spectator has both. When the spectator is opening the hand, you will notice, if you go back on the tape, there's a surprise, and all the tension is here, at which time I'm getting a third sponge from my pocket. Surprise number 1 is the 2 sponges have appeared. Surprise number 2, hang on to both of these, please. Here's 1, here's 2. Close the spectator's hand. The spectator can put a second hand on top, perhaps. And I say, I've got an extra one in my pocket, at which point I actually take one out of my pocket. You didn't see this one, so therefore it has nothing to do with the trick. Please open your hand very carefully. She has 1, she has 2, she has all 3. My thanks, your applause. All 4 go here. They don't stay here. They go into my back pocket, and I get rid of them. Any questions so far? Right in. Now let me explain the most important part of this is 1, the vanish of a sponge. There are any number of different ways to vanish. I have seen around the country the most unusual, craziest vanishes I've ever seen. You've seen guys do this. You've seen guys do this. Put it in, take it out, it's done. Not easy to learn. It's called the retention of vision vanish. I'm going to show you how to learn it. The first thing to do is at the end of the index finger, picture a little X right here. You got that? Sponge is pinched, just like that. Placed here, the hand is closed, and the sponge is removed. Well, you could see that. There's nothing spectacular about this. So in order to hide the sponge, these fingers move. But you don't want any movement, because any movement attracts the eye. So you don't want any movement here. You've got to do this in one continuous movement so that it's not seen. And I'm going to teach you a technique for how to do that. I learned this years ago. I saw Roy Benson many years ago performing his bowl routine. And in his bowl routine, he vanishes a sponge using a wand. And that is the basics of the routine. This wand is placed under your arm. Go home and try this. Under your arm at a slightly 45-degree angle. I'm going to get the wand by bringing my hand down and taking the wand out. Hand comes down, wand comes out. Hand comes down, wand comes out. That is the technique of taking the wand. Now, ball is held here in a pinch. It goes to this point, the end of the index finger, right here. The fingers are closed. You can even show it if you wish. Now, I'm going to take the wand the way I just described it to you. In taking the wand, you're going to forget about the ball. Just don't let go of it. Hang on to that ball. But forget that it's even there. Concentrate on taking the wand. And what's going to happen is, when you take the wand, the ball goes with it. And the intention is here, and the sponge is gone. I'll do that again. Place the ball here, close. When you go for the wand, the fingers must adjust automatically in order for you to get that wand. And that's how the vanish is done. This way, and up for the wand. Now, what's interesting about that, if you're going to concentrate on this and keep your mind on the movement, eventually, when you move this, you're going to want to take away the wand. Then you have to learn, once you've gotten the feeling of it, to get the wand away and move the hand as you move away. This hand has to come at a 45-degree angle. So this comes down, this goes up. It's put and take and steal. It should be one continuous motion, but these fingers must not be moving. And after you've gotten the technique, you'll discover that they will not move. If that's not clear, I'm going to show you another way to do it. Bob Baxter, as a matter of fact, who was a very fine, talented magician around New York, always vanishes his sponge with two fingers like this. He puts the fingers here, closes the hand, and he just closes the fingers. So he does that, and it's vanished. So either one is acceptable. I happen to like to put and take vanish. You put it in, take it out, and it's gone. That's my technique on that. The second part of it is the loading of the spectator's hand. May I have a hand, please? Oh, that kind? Spectator's ball is here. You just on the put and take vanish. It's thumb palmed. And when I come down, I pick this up, push them both together, and immediately close the spectator's hand. This way, there's no temptation to open it. If I want to secure it, I say put your other hand on top. This way, the spectator has a job to do and cannot open the hand in advance. You do this, it's gone. Very slowly, both have appeared. Plenty of time now to steal another ball from the pocket, put all three in the spectator's hand, and then show that this is gone and it has nothing to do with the trick. That is basically the sponge routine. I, by the way, use 2-inch sponges. As far as the sponges are concerned, the Goshman sponges are the best around. And you can use the regular sponge or super soft. It doesn't make any difference which one, whatever is comfortable for you. I happen to use the regular sponges because I feel like I have something in my hand. In this case, this is a super soft sponge because it's easier for the vanish. And that's the sponge ball routine. Never go anywhere without it. I can go around the world and people say, don't forget to bring your little red balls with you. Wouldn't go without them. The trick I'm about to show you came about very interesting. Some years ago, I had a gimmick. And I went to Sam Schwartz and I said, Sam Schwartz, what can I do with this gimmick other than what it was intended for? And Sam says, there was something to do with a coin inside of a ring, and I'll find it for you. In the meantime, I stumbled upon this trick. So I said to Sam, I think I found the trick that you were looking for. Here it is. He says, no, that's not the trick. So I invented a new trick. Years later, I was interviewing for the Mike Douglas show, a television show out in Philadelphia some years. And I did a number of different tricks. I was promoting a book. And they said, what? Oh, that trick with the ring. That's fantastic. Do the trick with the ring. So let me set it all up for you. Step number 1 is to borrow a bill. The higher the denomination, the more you're going to get laughs out of it. In this case, I asked for a $100 bill. I borrow the bill, and if you haven't seen it before, I'm going to use the gimmick. The gimmick I'm using is a folding half dollar. Now remember, a folding half dollar folds accordion style. It goes down and back. So it's got a nice package. If you keep going in the other direction, you're going to break the rubber band and you end up with 3 little pieces, which has happened to me before. Okay. So the folding half dollar is held in the fingertips. Casually, you just take it out of your pocket. I must say that I also have a duplicate real coin in the pocket. So you have that ready. The lines of your finger go this way. The lines of the folding half go that way. Just loosely finger palm. Nothing complicated, just loose. You borrow the bill. Immediately take the bill, place the bill on top of the coin, and fold it in half so that the coin is secured by the fold of the bill. So the coin is already in the bill. No questions, nothing happening. Make jokes about this. That's a $100 bill. That's very, very nice. You gave me a $100 bill. I never even met you before. You gave me $100. It's an old joke that magicians often use. You give me 100, thanks. But lay people love it. Magicians, it's old. By the way, a lot of the gags you may see or hear from me are very old. But remember, I'm older than most people who are stealing them lately. So I had them before you did. But anyway, that's not the point. Bill is folded the same way as the coin, forward and back. Now the coin is securely held inside the bill. Now this is a $100 bill. Borrow the spectator's ring. Now don't worry about the gags with the ring. As long as you are nice to the party, Don't belittle the person's ring unless you can be done in a very comic way. That's a lovely ring. Gee, where do you keep the batteries? Or what is your name? Kmart. Who is that? Make jokes with it, but don't be serious about it because you don't want to insult the spectator. It was a case in New Zealand. After the show came over, a woman said to me, "That's a very expensive ring. My husband paid a lot of money. You should." And she was incensed. I did it wrong. I wasn't funny enough with it. So be light with the ring. That's a lovely ring. Oh, nice thing. Where do you keep the stone? All those jokes. The bill goes inside the ring. And when you let it go, it opens just enough so that it's encircled in the ring and there's nothing to happen there. So the coin is already in the ring. It's all folded up. You notice I have a drinking glass nearby or an ashtray or something. That's for the sound that I want to create. So I said, I'm going to make an investment too. You invested the $50 bill, and each time you refer to the bill, reduce the value. You invested the 50. I'm going to invest my entire salary for this particular videotape that I'm shooting, and yep, that's it, 50 cents. Spectators asked to put the index finger, only the index finger, on the ring. The reason is you don't want to hamper the bill from opening and the coin from jumping out. If it's pressed too hard, it's not going to go. So if it's only on the ring, the bill will come out. The vanish, very simple, classic palm vanish. It's here, just do that. It's pretend you're doing nothing. There's the coin, there it is. Anybody ever remember Al Goshman? Al would do this, and you know he had the coin across. Frank Garcia used to do it this way, gone. Well, it's here, but you just hold up your fingers. It's a little technique. Don't make a big deal out of it. You can do the put and take vanish like a sponge, but this is so much easier. Just put it in the classic palm. That's not the trick. Spectator's finger is on the ring. Say go. She says go. At which point, these two fingers pull this out. You ask her to lift her finger. So you want that ring to lay on the table now. Let that go. Pick up just a corner. And when you pull this open, the coin opens. Now for the deception. This bill is here. You have a coin palmed here, which drops the finger position. And you're going to do Bobo switch. The Bobo switch is really very simple. This is here. These two fingers pick up the gaff, and you drop the real coin into the glass. Now there's confusion going on here. So everything is complicated right now. Hand goes into the pocket, get rid of the folding half. Ask about the spectator. Now this time, ask about the spectator wanting the bill back. Now we're going to be concerned about the ring. I use a standard ring flight. Now any number of ring flights, I don't care which one you use, they're all good, as long as they're quiet and fast. You'll notice at the tape, I pulled a ring flight out of my back pocket. Actually, this is the ring flight I use. I use one with Mike Kuznetsis used to make these. The ring flight, if you're not familiar with it, has a little key case, and in the key case is a very powerful reel with a good hook. The hook is very important. A good hook is the key to a good ring flight. This is zipped like that most of the way. I don't zip it entirely because I have to have space for the mechanics to go in. And this is hidden behind my pants. Now I hang it upside down, and I got one of these things. TDF holdout is a little thing which is a purse like this with a piece of cloth hanging on it that you can hang in. You can hold a coin in here. You can put playing cards in here. And it's hanging behind my jacket, right at the base where the small of my back is. And in here, now this stays behind, in here is my ring flight. What I do is I hang it upside down so I can get it in like that. And it just hangs nicely so it doesn't fall out. And that's my ring flight. It's hanging behind me in my pants. When I'm ready, all I have to do is grab this and let it go again. So it shoots under my coat. Any number of ways to do a ring flight, this is the way I do it. You can get one of these snapshot purses and they cut off the bottom. That's what this is basically. But the TDF wallet was Danny Tong's idea, or his wife makes them, has this with a little cloth on it that you can hang. And that's good if you want to use it for other things, but I just use it for this, so I don't need it. Now this is behind me. Immediately I grab this by going back, and this is the most awkward thing. I've never found a really, really good way to steal the hook. It's awkward, but so much is happening, and the woman is usually at my right, so behind her, I pull out the hook for the ring flight, attach her ring to it by just hitting it right like that. And then I let it go, closing my hand. Now it's already hanging behind me, and I don't have to worry about it. Do the nonsense. Do you want the $20 bill, or do you want the ring? I've seen the ring. Okay, here's your bill. It's very, You know, very often people get really upset about that, and they look around. They don't know what to do. And I say, well, look, your ring is in my car. And this is where they do the jokes. If you don't believe me, go outside. There's a Mercedes-Benz parked out. At which point I go back from this side. Since this is hanging in my back, I can go from either side, but I vanished it from here. I collect it from here, and I take out the whole ring flight. This remains behind on my coat. This comes out. I open it like this. I let everything drop. Only the rings come out with the keys. And don't do too many keys. I probably have too many here already. You want the ring to be visible, and that's the ring flight. Be sure that you handle it very, very carefully. And I'm going to give you some tips. You can take that. Thank you. Never, never, ever use a ring with a pearl. Every single time you use a ring with a pearl, that pearl is going to pop out when this thing shoots back. There was a show we once did at Tavern on the Green in New York City, and it was for De Beer diamonds. Now, the De Beer diamond people, everybody had these giant, giant blocks. And I'll never forget this because I did the thing, I hooked onto the ring, and I saw the ring, and I went down because it was such a heavy ring. It went down and around real slowly. That reel did not pick it up as carefully as it should. And I thought everybody in the world had seen that. Nobody saw it. It's such a really great trick. I don't care which ring flight you use. I happen to like this one. I don't know if you can get them anymore, but any good ring flight that has a good hook, and do not borrow really expensive rings if you think there's going to be something wrong with it. The smaller the ring, the better. The ladies' rings are much nicer because they're lighter weight. Gentlemen's rings with things will allow you to let that thing slide. You don't want to slide. You want to go really quick. Coin in the ring. Give back the bill, but don't forget, each time you refer to the bill, reduce the value. I've said, here's your $50 bill, and the guy in the audience says, no, it's 100. Here's the 20, it's 100. It adds to the comedy. Hey, entertainment first. And by the way, thanks for the 100, I deserve it. Hi, how are you? And what is your name?
David.
Hey, good memory. Fantastic, David. David, before the show started, did we meet? Did we plan anything? Prearrange anything at all?
No.
You're not the guy. Yeah, that's okay, David. We're going to work anyway. You're a nice guy.
Thank you.
We're going to use a deck of cards, David. 52 in all. Give them a little look. Make sure they're for real. Give them a good little shuffle, if you will. Give it a nice shuffle. Just don't disturb the arrangement. Have you ever gone to Las Vegas?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, don't go back. David, they're not arranged. Look, 8, King, 3, 10, 2, 7, right? Okay, fine. May I have your left thumb? It's always at the end of the left arm. It's not hard to remember. With your left thumb, merely push back and peek at one card. Have you got it?
Yes.
Remember it.
Yes.
It was a 9 of diamonds. Am I correct?
No.
Wasn't it 9 of diamonds?
Close.
What card?
8 of diamonds.
No, the 8 of diamonds is the one that's up here. You know what the problem is, David? It's the lighting.
Okay.
You stand over there, I'll stand over here. The lighting gets in your eyes. It's very, very difficult to find. Okay? In a moment, I'm going to ask you to take the deck of cards in your own hands. First, are there all 52 cards here? Take any one you wish. Don't take that one. No, you take the cards in your own hands. Take any one you wish. Take one out of there. Any one you like. I'm going to use my marking pen. It's a magic marker. Okay? Take one out. Have you got one?
Got it. Yep.
Okay, I'll take this. Now, not on the back, but on the front. I'm going to ask you to put a mark that you could remember.
Okay.
Okay? Your Visa number would be fine. Don't forget the expiration date.
I won't.
Okay. Now, it's possible for anybody to take a deck of cards and mark it so that the two cards are the same, but certainly not with the mark that he's going to put on here. They're all different. Are you ready?
Yep.
Show the camera what your card is. So show it to all your friends. That's not going to take very long at all. Okay? Have you done that?
Yes.
Okay. Do me a favor, and you put the card in the center of the pack and watch what I do. I give it one cut like this, one cut like that, and a snap. Would you believe it if I told you your card is now in my pocket?
Really?
Hard to believe. Watch. A little like this, a little like that. Watch it go. It's the 2 of spades. Am I correct?
Yes.
And does this have your mark on it?
Yes, it
It
does.
says DC, the 2 of spades.
That's right.
I have a collection of these.
Do you?
I'll show you. Very interesting. You know how that works?
No.
You think the card goes into the pack. It doesn't.
Okay.
It shoots up my sleeve with a rubber band arrangement.
Okay.
Here, a pulley takes it to the other side, and that's where the lead weight brings it into the pocket.
Really?
I'll slow it down for you. Look. Watch it again. Listen carefully. Did you hear the rubber band?
A little bit.
Yeah. Watch the pulley. There it is, to the other side. Here it comes, down into the pocket, the 2 of spades. That's pretty amazing. Don't you think it's pretty
It
amazing?
is pretty amazing.
You didn't see the secret move?
No.
I'll slow it down. DC, that's your card.
Right.
About how far down would you say that card is right now, approximately?
About halfway.
Halfway?
Yeah.
No, you're not paying attention. Let me start again. I cheat. Maybe it would be easier if you saw it with the deck face up. As soon as you don't look, I do the secret move. That's that.
Okay.
You saw it again. Now, look. Watch it very carefully. Watch the fingers. So you don't watch the card. Watch the fingers. I do this and I do that. Now you saw me put it on top that time, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't. You see, it went to the bottom. David, hold out your hand. Now take the index finger of that hand. I want you to cover up the two of spades. Okay. Now there's no way that two of spades can get out.
No.
It's locked in there.
Right.
You're sure of that? Okay. Now in a moment, what I'm going to... No, David, if you can't follow the instructions, I can't do the tricks.
I'm sorry.
Maybe I'll do it even slower. I'll put it in like that. Okay? Just like that. You ready?
Yep.
Let me just get it all centered to the top. Hang on to half the deck. Okay. Watch it. Here it goes. The two of spades up to the top. There it is. Up. Didn't go. Wait a minute. You've got the top. Let's see. He's got the two of spades. Isn't this a remarkable thing? Give the deck a really good shuffle. I'm going to give you a gift. If it's still here. Yes. I'm going to give you a gift. Inside that zipper, I'll hold that. You open the zipper very carefully. Inside the zipper, you're going to find something very interesting. Okay, what do you find? An envelope. Pull out the envelope. Pull it out firmly. Okay, sealed. Tear off the top of the envelope. Just tear it up right on the top. Have you got it? Reach inside and tell me what you found. Anything? It's the two of clubs. It's the DC. A nice round of applause for my friend David. Thank you so much for your help. I may need you later. Don't leave the building.
Okay.
A regular deck of cards, that's all you need. There's nothing spectacular. You'll notice that when I take a deck of cards out, I always take the two tabs from the deck and get rid of them. In this way, you can get the deck in and out without any too much of a problem. So the first sequence, you allow the spectator to shuffle the cards, and at the moment, there's to prove that there's nothing wrong with them, which there isn't. Now, you notice when I had the spectators up in the course of the routine, I had the spectator first on one side and then on the other side. I have the spectators where I want them to be so that I can control my angles. For the peak production, which is my first spectator's trick, I have to have a spectator on my right. The reason is because I want a nice clean peak. The deck is beveled, just as they are now, slightly beveled. You have the cards here, they're just beveled like that. Fingers along the edge, and I'm going to do a standard peak, but I'm not going to do the peak, the spectator is. So you'll notice when I offer the spectator instructions, I say, give me your left thumb. The first thing I do is I point to his right hand. So very often you get a little extra comedy when he picks up the wrong hand. Now he's got the left thumb. The reason I need the left thumb is because I want a nice clean break. When he has his left thumb come in, I'm going to get a nice break. You got that? The ball of my middle finger gets into that break. Can you see that over here? I do it on this side, but you will see it here better. I get a nice clean break where he breaks with his thumb. If you ask him to break with his thumb, he'll get a nice clean break. As soon as I get the break, the cards come down to my waist level, at which time I do a side steal. Now, if you were lying on the floor looking up, this is what you would see. I lift and push the single card that he just peeked into a palm. Immediately, my hand comes away, deck goes way out in front of me, and the palm card is hidden. So now I have his card palm. I don't know what it is. I never know. I name it, any card. Six of spades. It's not the six of spades. What is it? Now is the time when I go into my pocket and I merely take it out. Peak production is not a big deal, but yet it's a very, very effective trick. So that's the peak production. One more time. Spectator's at my right. I turn my body and my deck towards him. His left thumb gets a nice open break. The ball of my middle finger stays at that break position. Deck comes to waist level. I do the side steal. Again, from the bottom up, that's a side steal. Push it into the palm position. This is probably the most difficult move that I do in the entire act. Everything else is relatively simple. A good place to see the side steal, I believe, is in Ugod's expert card technique. But Michael Amar has a very good definition in one of his tapes. A very good side steal. Good break, waist level, but you do it that way. If there's any questions, check some of the other references or see me in person. You book me, I'll show up. The card to pocket routine is one of the most effective card magic tricks that I've done. It's very easy to do, and it came from the Stars of Magic many years ago. I met Francis Carlisle. I used to sell the Stars of Magic when I worked for Holdren's Magic Company years ago. And Francis Carlisle made a beautiful trick out of it, but his trick was a little more complicated. It took too long. It involved forcing a card, and I felt it would be much better with a free selection. So let me go through the rudiments first, and then I'll explain the secret. It's really relatively simple. Spectator, of course, has a free selection of any card. And believe it or not, I don't know what that card is until a little later on into the routine. Spectator has the card selected. I don't know what it is. Let's assume it's that one. Okay. I have to bring that card to the top. Now, there are two techniques that I use. The first one is a double undercut. I'll put the card down for a minute. I don't know what it is, believe it or not. I lift the deck halfway, have the spectator put the card at the point where I lifted it. I keep a break, undercut half the break to the top, and then cut the rest of the cards to the top. That's a double undercut. It's a standard move. You can find it in a lot of places. Now the spectator's card is on the top. Got that? Fine. I don't know the name of the card, but I want to name it. Because what you didn't know was before I started, I had one card in my pocket already there. The card deck is now lifted up toward my chin, and I do a gambler's peek. It was taught to me by Frank Garcia many years ago. The gamblers, when they want to look at a whole card and want to see what the next card is, they come up this way, push with the thumb in here, and you can look right into the index. Can you see that on the camera? Right into the index. So you could spot that card right here. So I don't know what the card is until I come down this way. I look at the card, 3 of clubs, go to my pocket, remove the card that's there, and miscall it. I only take it out part of the way. I say 3 of clubs, isn't that great? And at the point the trick is apparently finished, then I do my top palm. And then I go back and pull out the card I just palmed, leaving the extra card in the pocket. So now I have the selected card signed by the spectator, and I show it. First miracle, I could stop right there. But hey, remember, entertainment first. Let's have a little fun with it. That's a mystery. Now we're going to make it a double mystery. I explain it. Of course, the explanation is so ludicrous, and you'll be surprised that some people want to say, really, is that how he did it? The card is placed here, I explain. It goes up my sleeve, it doesn't. Goes across my chest, it doesn't. Goes down. Now I bring it here. I put it into my pocket. Now it's here between my thumb and index finger. In my pocket, when I go down into my pocket, I grab the other card that's there between these 2 fingers and leave the original card in the pocket. So it looks like this. Selected card goes into the pocket in explanation, and I take it out again. I've taken out the other card, so the 3 of clubs is now in my pocket. I said, now at this point, I don't show it again. I said, that's how I'll do it again for you. I'll put a card in here, and I'll call this 3 of clubs, although it isn't. 3 of clubs, watch it go. Look, did you hear the rubber band? Did you see it go up my sleeve? Did you see it come down here? Did you see it go into my pocket? Now with 2 fingers, I take the card out of the pocket. Is this your signature? Trick is over. But let me tell you something. You can stop right there and do nothing else, and you've already got yourself a reputation. It's the most baffling card effect that you want to do. Any questions? The one-handed top palm is a little more complicated. It can be learned very easily. All 4 fingers come up to the deck with your pinky here. My pinky pushes forward, and you see the card just pops right into place. Deck is held, 4 fingers here, pinky at the edge, and a little squeeze. The pinky pushes the card forward, and watch what happens. The card just pops right into the hand, and you go into the pocket and take it out again. The classic way to do it is just to palm the card, and the way you could do that is just lift the top card up with a pinky break and just put your whole hand on it and push it up. Very simple. Palming is not as complicated as all that. It's just a question of when you do it and how to conceal it without getting nervous, and sometimes you do. The ambitious card is another very, very strong effect that we like to follow with. What I'm going to do in this particular case is, since I have the selected card here, I need the selected card second from the top. So I just merely put it there. There's so much confusion after the first trick. The way I do it is I move this card forward, put this one on top, and then take this out again and put it back. It's a nothing move. You just change places. Because I'm talking now, but the selected card has to be second from the top, in which case we're going to do a double lift. Now I have seen double lifts around the world you wouldn't believe. The knee bend double, or if you magicians around the country who haven't seen double lifts, they think that they have to move with the double lift. They bend down this way and that way. Ridiculous. There are double lifts this way, double lift. Very simple way to do double lift. I'm going to give you 2 techniques. One is what I call the paintbrush move. I pick up 2 fingers right here, 2 cards right up here, and put them down with a break. My index finger goes here, and I pull the cards forward toward the fingertips like a paintbrush, in jogging them very, very slightly. When I get here, the flesh from my thumb catches this. So that I can come back, the card's sticking out, and turn it over again. I think it's Vernon originally. The other way to do it is actually pick up 2 cards with your index finger. You have to feel for that. And again, keep a break, brush it toward the fingers, and I catch it here at the fleshy part of my thumb to hold it in place. So that it's not a big deal. Just do it casually. However, if you're going to turn a card over, you must always turn a card over the same way as you would turn 2 cards over, so that it does not look unusual. In other words, don't take a card off like this and then take another card and turn it like that. It has to be fairly consistent. So now we can take the 2 cards, get a little flesh break here. Now for the first part of the ambitious card. Card is always going to come back to the top. This is turned down. The top card, which is not the selection, is pulled back, and I say, how far down do you think it is now? To remind them that it is far down in that deck. You push it forward, and I do a movement. That's all you need. So something has happened. And I say, how far down? Halfway down? No, you're not watching. Let's start again. Notice I turn the card over the same way to show it as I did with the double lift. At this point, your first effect is completed. Now I said, I do this, I cheat. Did you see the move? I'll do it slowly for you. At this point, I'm going to do a pass. I'm going to do it as a flourish, not as a pass. Bring the card here, show it face up, bring it here, get a break, and you're going to do the classic pass, or any pass that you know. I'm going to take the bottom section, the top section to the bottom, by just cutting it down. Now, I don't know if you can spot that. I'm going to do it again slowly. Here's the card. The top half comes down and under. All you're doing is cutting the deck, but these 2 fingers are holding the top control. Again, if you do it this way, it's very visual. It's okay if you make a movement. It's not the same as a regular pass where you want it to be invisible. I want it to be visible, but they don't have to know what we do with it. So now the card has come to the top, and again, I said, did you see the move? You didn't. I'll do it again slower. Stage 3. The actual card now goes into the center of the pack. This is a screwy move. The reason I do this is because the next time you see the move, it's going to have a meaning for me, and it won't look unusual because you've already seen something screwy. This finger is going to push the entire block back. So from here, it looks like that. Got that part? So this pushes the entire block back. It pushes it into the crotch of my thumb. It's just stupid. I don't think anybody does this for anything. And I'm going to clip the entire block here, bring it out, and put it on top and square. So the movement, again, is going to look screwy. I'll do it from this side. From this side, you can see it. You bring it here, clip it here, put this on top, and square. Nothing has happened, except that I brought the card to the bottom of the pack. One more time. Bring the card from the center, show it, do the screwy move. I'll do it from this side, this way. And I said, did you see it come to the top this time? Sometimes they say, yeah. That's odd. This time it went to the bottom. Okay. Stage 4. The card now that's on the bottom, I move 2 cards together. Can you see that? Moving these 2 cards. Get my pinky in there and square them again. So I have another place for a double lift. This time I'm going to do a downs change. The downs change is very simple. I move this card forward to my fingertips. What's going to happen is I'm going to pull this card back, and this card is going to go forward onto the table or to the spectator's hand. So it's going to be this and that. What it looks like in action is when this hand turns over, these fingers move forward. So it's this, and when this turns over, this card now comes out in slow motion. Of course, it's all one continuous movement. These come down into the spectator's palm, at which point I ask him to cover it with the other hand, and I immediately expose it to the audience because you're going to get your laugh there. You say, now there's no way this 3 of clubs can get out of there. And the guy says, no. Sometimes you can flash it in front of his face and he won't see it. It makes it funnier. Finally, you got to let him see it, and you say, now, it's hidden away there, isn't it? Now he's seen it. So I have a gag. Look, if you can't follow the instructions, I can't do the trick. Now I'm going to repeat it. But this time, I'm not going to do the change. I'm going to, again, slide 2 cards off and get a break. So what I'm doing is I'm sliding 2 cards off, pinky break underneath. This time, both cards come together, and they're held together and inserted in the center of the pack. So you have 2 cards here. The selected card is the visible one. Turn the pack over. Remember the screwy move we did before? Before I do it, what happens from this side, my side of the audience, is that this finger pushes that card back most of the way. So that the selected card is now here, not here. Apparently, it's still sticking out here. This finger pushes this card and the entire block slightly back. So you have a step. By stripping out this step, the selected card is now on top. Apparently, it's still here. So the spectator is watching this card. You say, you know what? You take half the deck, and I give this half with the selection to the spectator. Okay? Now watch it come to the top. At this point, I push the card in, snap it, and of course it didn't come to the top of this packet. I say, wait a minute, you've got the top. And when he opens, looks at his hand, he's got the top of the pack, and you're all home free for that stage of the game. At which point, again, the trick is apparently over. Apparently over. Nothing to sneeze at. It's a great trick. Any questions on that? At this point, again, the next phase of the trick is over. So the trick is finished. There's nothing to look forward to until the next trick. But I don't stop there. There are two ways I have of getting the card out of this deck now to make it more exciting, to make it a miracle trick. This goes back here, and if I wish, I can again do the top palm, hand the spectator the deck to shuffle, at which point I'm going to load my wallet. The second way I'm going to do this, and I'll show you both ways, is with a control that I use quite frequently. He asks the spectator to put the card back in the pack. He does that. I lose it. And then I just give it a deck one cut, and I said, now which part the card is in the deck. Now I steal it again on a single palm, and it came to the top. I'm going to show you how to do that. And then I go loading to the wallet. Let me show you the two different methods. The first method is just merely taking the card from the top at the end of the trick. The trick is over. You put the card back and say, would you shuffle? And as you shuffle, you ask him to shuffle. You take either top palm or one hand palm. And while he's shuffling, you've stolen the card, and you're going to load it to the wallet. The second method I like very, very much better, and I'll show you a couple of tricks with that perhaps at the end. The selected card, the three of clubs is what we're looking for. Here it is. The selected card is this time placed in the center of the pack and lost. Now I think I fooled you with that one. What you didn't know is I have what we call a corner short. My control is the joker, and it's shorted. I'll show you that as well. So now I've brought the card back to the top, and again, I can do the top palm before loading it into the wallet. Now, I've got the card here, deck goes here, I'm going to go into the wallet. Now, I don't care which wallet you use. Every single card to wallet is great. I don't care which it is. The one I'm using is the Lapall wallet. The reason I like the Lapall wallet is the fact that the Lapall wallet has a way of getting the card into an envelope. So you merely put the card into the slot, which is on top of the wallet, push it home, and remove the wallet. I'll show you that again in a minute. That's the Lapall wallet. The Lapall wallet has many, many nice features. One, it's zippered around the outside. If you're not familiar with it, inside the wallet, there is an envelope. Okay? And the card is already in the envelope. So when the spectator goes and you start it and let the spectator finish, the selected card appears in a sealed envelope, of course with the signature on it. It's much more amazing. Let me show you how this one works. Any card to wallet you like. There's the Caps wallet, which has a little guide that on top where you slide the card in. The Lapall wallet I like very much because it's got two little flaps inside the wallet. I don't know if you can see that from here. Two little flaps. The envelope that we use is a coin envelope. I've sealed one end of it, but the other end is actually open. It's not sealed at all. You don't have to worry about it. Nobody's going to examine it until after the effect. And then it's too late. There's a slot here. This wallet is open. Can you see the two tabs there? I'll lift this up. I hope you can see it on camera. This is open, and both of those tabs go inside the slot here that I cut from the bottom of the wallet. So you put both of them inside, and you push it here. This side is entirely open. It's not sealed at all. This is zippered. It's that way. Now, if you put anything in here, it can only go one place, between the two slots, and that goes into the wallet. So that's why I like the Lapall wallet very much, because I can get it into a sealed envelope. Now when the spectator, you take the envelope out, you get rid of this, You can start it and then hand the spectator the envelope to open. Of course, he's opening the opposite end, the one it's already open. But he doesn't know that. He tears this off, and apparently he's opened the envelope and has found it himself. And when he tries to recreate the trick, he's going to say, I got the envelope, I tore it open, and I found the card in there. And the card to the wallet, don't underestimate the card to the wallet. I remember I did this for some Italian visitor one time. He took the envelope home with him to Italy to show it to his friends because they wouldn't believe him otherwise. So there you go. Very, very powerful trick. And I don't care which wallet you use. They're all good. They're all expensive. They should be, because if you're a magician, you should look like you have really good props. Get good leather. Don't get the cheap plastic ones. They don't hold up and they look cheap. This is a good leather Lapel wallet or the zippered wallet, or you can get a Caps wallet. You can get a Balducci wallet. Any wallet that you get will give you the same effect. The reason I like this one is because the card can go into an envelope. That's the card to the wallet. I love the trick. I really do. Here's again one of my favorite controls, and I found this years ago in Greater Magic. There was a section called the Tuned Deck. And the Tuned Deck explained, and it still does, many, many effects to do with the short corner card. George Kaplan later wrote a book on it. In his book, he has a short corner. And it's an excellent control. Years ago, you have to get a card and cut the corner short. What I'm using is a joker. I always short the joker. Apparently, this is a regular playing card. But what you didn't know was that each of these corners is clipped a little bit off the top of each of these corners. So it does not match exactly to the regular card. It's got a short corner. Now, some guy, a fellow named Frank Comito, came up with an idea. He took one of these little devices, and he can short the corner in a minute. As soon as I do that, I put the deck in here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, and short a card. I'll do another card here just to show you. 3 of clubs. You clip it here, 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 and here. You can short only 2 ends, but I like to short all 4, and I'll show you exactly why. I'm going to use this 3 of clubs now as my control. That's on the bottom. Any card that's next to it makes this a key card. And the key card is one of the strongest principles in magic and very little used by new magicians, mostly by the pros who know how to use it. So that's my control card. I can have a card selected. Any card that's selected goes to the center of the pack. There's your control. Placed in here, and you throw this on top, and there's no breaks, nothing. To find the short corner card, all you have to do is run your thumb along the top edge, and you're going to actually feel a click where that little piece is missing from the rest of the cards. So you run down, feel the click, and cut at that point. There's my 3 on the bottom. Selected card is on the top. Now I'm going to show you what's interesting about this. If you run your finger up, instead of running it down the side, you run it up the other side. When you get that, the short card comes to the top. So if you want to do a double lift, you can do that very easily. So that's using a short corner card. You can identify 4 aces with a short corner card. Any card that's next to the short corner is like a key card. It's a fast locator. I'll give you a quick trick that I like to do with this when I get to late people. I say, here, select the card. Let's say they pick this one. I don't know what it is. Okay, I say put it on top, cut it to the middle, and say I can find your card in front of you or behind my back. Whatever they say. Let's say they say in front of you, just run your finger down, find the short, and their card is on top. At this point, I do a double lift. Now, this is their card. I do a double lift, and I say, there it is, the 6 of clubs. Isn't that a great trick? Leaving the selected card here and the other card here. They say, was that my card? I said, gee, that's funny. I could have sworn it was your card. And that revelation is really cute. They say, wow. So you give yourself a little extra credit. Short corner. So if you want to get it from the back of the deck, you run your finger up. If you go up, the short card will come to the top. If you riffle down, the short card will come to the bottom. So if you have a card next to it, you can control it and find it immediately. So sometimes I do that with the card to pocket or any other control that you want to use. That's a short corner. This little device is sold on the market. Your dealers will have them, I'm sure. We call it corner short, and it comes with a book of 10 tricks that I wrote so I could sell these for more money than they're worth. Any questions? Okay. By the the way, Dave, before you sit down, here's an envelope. On the envelope, it says prediction. In the envelope is something very special. Will you hang on to that, Dave? I'll ask you about it later. And I need, Roberta, you're not busy, are you?
No.
Can you help me for another second? Nice to see you again. Roberta, I'm going to run through the cards very slowly, and anytime you wish, you say stop.
Okay.
Like you do on a date. No, just kidding. Just say stop anytime you wish.
Stop.
That's going to be your card, okay? You could show that to everybody, okay? And will you remember a card, please? Okay? How about you, Dave? You remember one? Okay. Put your card in the back of the pack, okay? Very good. Thank you very much. And who has the envelope? If you recall, a while ago, I gave this envelope to Dave, sealed, before Roberta even picked a card. Am I correct? Absolutely. Your card, Roberta, your card was a black card, was it not?
No.
That's what I said. Your card was not a black card, was it? I should have been a lawyer. It was red.
Correct.
50-50. But I don't have to worry. There's a picture of your playing card in this envelope. For the first time, yell out the name of the card. Yell it out. Three of hearts. And here's the picture right over there. There's the 3 of hearts. Can you see that way in the back? Can you see that in the back? I'm not so sure. Dave, was your card the 9 of clubs?
No.
The 7 of spades?
No.
5 of hearts?
No.
Well, come on in here for just a minute, can you? I'm sorry, I missed the card.
Yes.
I apologize.
That's okay.
Well, I'll do something else for you. Well, what was the card anyway?
King of Hearts.
Well, that's a coincidence, isn't it? I just happened. Oh, look at that. Isn't that a coincidence? Can I borrow your arm?
Sure.
Just a minute. It's solid, isn't it?
Yes.
Solid bone?
Yes.
I'm going to do a little hanky-panky with this. I'm sorry about that. Push that in like that. Is that too tight for you?
No.
I'll tie another knot. Is that too tight? If it is, just tell me, okay?
Okay.
Just make a nice little knot just like that. Okay. Got it?
Yep.
Clasp your hands just like that. You got it? Is that knot on solid?
Yes.
Did you want to sit down? Because I got the knot. Hey, thanks you very, very much. Never underestimate the power of a gag. And the comic prediction that I did earlier is one of the strongest gags. I've done trade shows with great magicians and great tricks that I've done, and they always say, go back and see the guy with the card in the envelope trick. It's a really cute ending. For this particular thing, I'm going to force 2 cards. One for the comic prediction trick that I showed you earlier with the 52 on 1. And secondly, later in the show, I'm going to use a card silk to reveal the second selection. So the first thing you have to do is get the 2 cards that you're going to force to the bottom of the pack. Now, any number of ways to do that. If you put them together in the beginning of your routine, the odds are they'll stay together from some of the routines that I've done before. But if not, don't worry about it. Show the deck and say, look, this looks like a regular deck, isn't it? And when you come to the selected card that you're going to force, you down jog it. So in this case, I'm going to find the 3 of hearts. Here they are together. They stayed behind. 3 of hearts and king of hearts, which are my 2 force cards. Bring them to the bottom. You can do some more shuffling, but keep them in the bottom. I'm going to have somebody select the card. And this particular force is the Hindu shuffle force. Now, we all know that when you do a Hindu shuffle, which is this, the bottom card never changes. So therefore, your selection is on the bottom, or your force card is on the bottom, and you're going to do a Hindu shuffle. I start with it in the middle, a legitimate one, and then I do it for the actual selection. Just say stop anytime you wish. And as soon as they say stop, you just stop there. But here's the interesting part. Instead of showing the card the way they used to do, I put my middle finger out and I push the card out of the pack. So they actually remove it from the deck. Then I say, will you also remember one? And I force 2 cards at the same time. So I don't have to worry about forcing a card a second time. First selection is the 3 of hearts. Second selection is the king of hearts in this case, which I'm going to use later. And now I can put the deck away. The spectator has already had the prediction in his or her property. At this point, the gag. Your card was a black card, was it not? That's what I said. It was not a black card. I should have been a lawyer, do all the jokes. Right now, I feel like I got a headache. I think I'll lie down. What was the name of your card? I have a picture of your card in the envelope. Now, this card is a 52 on one side and a 3 of hearts on the other side. When I remove it, I'm going to be sure that the 52 comes out on this side of the deck. Now, you can't see it beyond the small range. So there are 2 applications for this. What was your card? 3 of hearts? The 3 of hearts, well, there it is. That's the gag. Oh. At which point in a large group, I said, can you guys see that in the back? And then it becomes a trick. Second application, and this I do most of the time when doing walk around at a table. You leave this prediction on a bottle of wine or on a drinking glass for the beginning of the show, and you leave it there. Last time around, you say, look, there's your card. What was the name of the card? 3 of hearts? There it is, the 3 of hearts. Now, everybody around the table can see this. They said, you know, don't like that trick? Gee, I don't understand why. It's such a good trick. I happen to like that trick. And very slowly you reveal it as you put the card back in the envelope. For a small group, that plays much, much better because everybody has seen the card and say, oh, it's a terrible gag. Oh, he really got the card. In a larger group, hold it up so people in the back can see the gag. Very strong trick. Don't underestimate the power of a magic trick that has a gag to it. After all, entertainment first. Magic a second. Now, a while ago, you recall, we forced two cards. We forced the card for the comic prediction, which was the 3 of hearts, and then we forced the card with the King of hearts. At which point, at this point now, we have a break in the movement. We've just done some exciting tricks. I said, by the way, wasn't your card the 2 of clubs? It was a 6 of spades? 9 of diamonds? Gee, I'm sorry, I missed it. Well, you missed 1 or 2. By the way, what was the card? What was the name of that card? And he says, the King of hearts. Gee, that's a coincidence. The King of hearts. Now, you're getting credit for nothing. You've produced the King of hearts from your pocket, and you're getting credit for all this wonderful thing that you did earlier. At which point now we have a silk handkerchief. Now to do something with it. Now I'm going to show you first the Tom Sellers knot that we have to use for this trick. It can be done with a piece of rope, and I'm going to just wind it up like it becomes a piece of rope. I'm going to show you the knot first, then I'll show you how to do the penetration. The thumb holds the coin. By the way, this is in tarbell number 4. The top is held here by the thumb and index fingers, very near the top. These fingers are going to open like a pair of scissors, and you're going to come around here and make an X. That's a crisscross. So you have an X position here. These 2 fingers close around the piece of the silk. These fingers come in, and when you pull this down, these fingers turn, and when you pull, you're actually making a slip knot, but the slip knot is held by the middle finger here, so that it looks like a real knot. But actually, it is not a knot. Is it not? Okay, so that's the principle behind it. We're going to roll this up to make it as tight as possible, so it's like a rope, so you can see it. Thumb is here. Open this as a scissor, crisscross. So you have an X right here. These fingers go in, grab the end. When you pull it through, this hand turns down, and you just hold it in place till it becomes a knot. It is not a knot. It is a false knot. Dick Gustafson does a beautiful trick with this. He puts a rope between his lips and on the floor, and he ties this knot, and it penetrates. It's the most beautiful penetration to music that you want to see. Now let me show you how to get the penetration going. I'm going to need somebody's hand. First of all, you get this folded like that. Again. Oh, that's a free hand. Again, thumb here, crisscross. So you get the X. Can you see the X over here? Just like that. This comes in here. You're going to grab that. When you pull this through, this hand turns, and you've got a false knot. However, I don't want a false knot. I want a real knot. So I'm going to put one in there by taking this in front of me, around, and I'm now putting a real knot in that silk. Now I pretend that it's not tight enough, and there it is. The knot is here. Now if you have 2 people, somebody can hold a hand, and you can pull this out. But let's say a lady and a gentleman can be holding hands, and then you say, you got the gentleman, you got the lady, you don't need me or my knot. And that's the penetration. One more time. This comes around. This is held, thumb here, opening an X right here. So there you have an X. Can you see the X right here? These 2 fingers are here. They're going to be held here. This finger goes in. You grab this. As you turn, you make a knot. False knot. Now you put a real one in by bringing this around, tying this. Then I say if we have one spectator to hold his hands or to pull it up, or with the lady and the gentleman, it's nice. You've got the lady, you got the gentleman. You don't need me. You don't need my knot. Thank you very, very much. And that is Tom Sellers. You can look it up in tarbell. I believe it's tarbell number 4. Well, let me tell you about my close-up show and walk-arounds. When I do walk-arounds, what you've seen here is what I do. Of course, you can't do it all in one setting. If you're doing a bar mitzvah or a table banquet or a restaurant, you can't do all this material. It's like 20 minutes of material at one time. So I pick and choose. There are certain tricks I will always do. 1, I will always do sponges. 2, the card to the pocket. 3, the rising cards to close, and a gag in between, like the comic prediction. Those 4 will always be done, because those to me are my favorites over all of them. The ambitious card I will do sometimes, not always. And the sponges must. The sponges is my opening. Somebody asked me, you travel around the world. I've traveled all over the world. I haven't been to Europe very much. I haven't really worked in Europe or lectured in Europe. You guys in Europe, now you can call me. The reason being is that I had a lot of work in the States doing trade shows and sales meetings. The presentation I did now is what I do at a sales meeting. Basically from head to toe. I also do a couple of coin tricks, which I did not do for you today, because they're not mine in particular. And I only did it to break up the cards, because you have too many cards, I use some coins. And also for coin routines, you have to be really, really close. So I did not do the coins. But in my lecture notes, there are coin tricks that you can be welcome to have. This is one of my favorite tricks involving a little shot glass, a handkerchief, a drinking mug, a wand, and a little ball. I have a ball every time I do this trick. The idea is to get the little ball to go under the cup. Well, I just put it there. That's no trick. To get the little ball to go under the cup, you have to hit it like this, hit it like that, and it goes under the cup. Okay? That's what I'm going to do. So let's do it. Put the ball over here, hit it over there, and it goes under the cup. Isn't that remarkable? Roberta, can you come in here for just a second? May I just have your hand? Hold the little ball right like that. We're going to put the cup, as a matter of fact, hold it, put your hand on top. Now it's sealed, the little vacuum. If I take the little ball, hit it like that. Did you feel that? She certainly did. There's the ball. Thank you, Roberta. Now, a lot of people think that there's a hole in the bottom of this cup. If there were, it would fall right through, which it doesn't do. Now the hard part. Getting a little, in fact, I don't even need the ball at all. Yes, I do. It goes back here where I need it. Now, fine. Getting the little ball to go into the shot glass. Well, they don't pay you for that. So now getting the little ball to go into the shot glass as if by magic. Watch the little ball going into the shot glass. 1, 2, 3. Ah, Hilaria. That's to find out how many of my people are watching. A little like that. And there it is under the, golly, I'm sorry. It goes back into the pocket. But we've got to get it back into the cup. So I promise you like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and there it is back into the cup. I tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to explain how this gets under there. No, I can't really explain it because this ball is in the way. I'll do something else for you. Any questions? The routine I'm going to do for you is a combination of different moves from a bunch of different friends of mine. And I had originally, this is a chop cup. For anyone who's not familiar with a chop cup, let me explain it to you. This one happens to be a lovely mug, and it was made up for me. There is a magnet inside on the bottom of this cup. There's also a magnet. There's a magnet on one of these two little balls, so that the magnet will adhere and stay inside the cup. That's the basis of a chop cup. To dislodge it, gently tap it on the table. That's why you need a pad, so it doesn't make any noise. And that will be dislodged, okay? So that's the basis of the chop cup. That's what a chop cup is. Now, a number of my friends had given me different ideas, and I didn't have any idea what to do with the chop cup. I discovered, though, it is an excellent, excellent tool for when you're doing trade shows. Because during the course of the routine, you can talk, and you can talk about the company's product. You can talk about how their headaches will vanish when you deliver your goods. You can talk about your reliability. You can talk about the quality of the product. You've got a lot of places to talk while you're doing the routine and keeping the people watching. I use a small wand. It could be a pencil. It doesn't anything at all. You'll notice also that I don't say this is an empty cup. It's here. It's obviously empty. This is a nice silk. Don't get a thin silk. Get at least a 6 or 8 mom silk, which has had some weight to it. Let me tell you about the routine and where it came from. A friend of mine named Po Yen Tiong came to the United States some years ago and did some really remarkable stuff. And he showed me 1 or 2 moves. Larry Jennings did some wonderful moves with the chop cup using a silk handkerchief and a shot glass. I learned that from Larry Jennings. A fellow named Ed Levy, who is gone now, he was a very good friend of mine, a lawyer, who came up with another move that I will show you and tell you about when we get there. So now you start out. You don't show the ball. In my right-hand pocket are 2 little balls. One is a gimmick, one is not. I don't know which is which, but the cup will tell me when I get there. And in my outside pocket, I have the load gimmick, or the load, final load. It could be a company product if it's small enough. I used to do this with Kodak. That's why the yellow and black figure. Kodak had that color. So anyway, it could be a product. It could be a lemon. It could be anything that's small enough to fit under the cup. This is my left coat pocket. These in my right coat pocket. The routine. start out by explaining the props. This is a shot glass. Now, the kids today don't know what this is, but when I was a kid, this is all we used. Today, the kids use drugs, which is worse. That's my shot glass. A handkerchief, a little drinking mug, face up, and a magic stick, and a ball. No, I don't have a ball. Both of them come out of my pocket. One is displayed, one is not. Throw them into the cup, both in the cup. One will stay, one will not. The idea of this little game is to get the little ball to go under the cup. One falls down, one is still up there. You say, now here's how I'm going to do that. The one is still here. This large, I'm going to put this in my hand, and all I'm doing is put, take, vanish. It's going to disappear, and it's going to wind up under the cup. Now I'm going to load this with the ball that's in my hand, the same as you would load cups and balls. Put it over here, just load it. So that's what I'm going to do. You've already done it. Now that's what I'm going to do. This is now the gimmick. 1, 2, 3. It's gone. This comes up. This comes over here, up in the air. And as I take this ball, I'm going to drop this ball into the cup. That's going to leave it upstairs. Now, do you remember the move I did with the spectator's hand? If I can have a hand, I'll show you how that works. The little ball, this is the gimmick now, it's up here. The ball goes on the spectator's hand just for a moment. I cover this and say, wait a minute, I need a vacuum. I take this away. Put your other hand, please, on top of the cup. Now, there is a ball dislodged on top of the cup. There is a ball. It's a false transfer. All you're doing is this. When I hit the bottom of that cup, it releases that one, and the spectator's ball is now revealed. At this time, this cup, remember I have a ball here, comes over here and is held underneath. Thank you very much. So that's the position right now. I can show the cup empty, and I say, you know, a lot of people think there's a hole in the cup. This is Poe's move. I love it. There is no hole in the cup. If there was a hole in the cup, the ball would drop right through. This one goes in, and this one drops. So now I have the gimmick ball up on top again, and the real ball has dropped. It looked as if it penetrated the bottom. This goes down now, and I dislodge. Ball is there. Follow this slowly. You can retape, rewind the tape. This one goes into my pocket. Say, I really don't need the ball. I can, oh yes, I do need the ball because I want to show you some more. Snap my fingers, and the ball is back. First surprise. I want to get the little ball into the shot glass. Well, that's an easy way to do it. We prefer not to do it that way. We prefer to do it magically. Take the handkerchief, put it over the glass. Now remember, this shot glass is just the right height so that when the ball is here, that magnet will pick it up. If it doesn't, immediately get a little higher or a little lower shot glass. The handkerchief is sturdy enough so it doesn't sink into the glass. So when this goes on top, what happens is the ball comes back in here. So you do this nonsense, here it is, and there's the ball inside the glass, but it's not there. But when you put the cup back on top of the shot glass, it goes right into the shot glass. Don't know where that is. Oh, wait a minute. Went back to my pocket. But if I promise you that's going to go, now this time I'm going to move it to the other hand. I promise you that's going to go under that cup, it's going to go under that cup. This hand goes here, grabs the load. You do this, and when you lift this up, the load comes out. The load doesn't go to the cup goes to the load. Now if you do little Vernon, that's moving, everybody has attention over here. You say, I could explain all this, but the thing I could never explain is that. And that's the basis of the routine. Showing you one more time, the chop cup is a cup that allows you to hold a magnetic ball inside. By the way, they come in different shapes. There's metal cups. Get the simplest looking one. If you get it really too classy and too glitzy, it looks like a prop. This one doesn't look like, I think Bud Dietrich uses one like this. And he's fantastic with his chop cup. And because it looks just like a mug, it doesn't look like a prop. Magic with everyday objects is a really good thing to use. In fact, I wrote a book by that name once. This is one of my favorite tricks, and one that I like to do when I want to talk to a client and see if I can get a booking. The corporate people love this kind of stuff because it involves money. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some very easy way. I used to buy stock in Polaroid, and they had this fantastic, wonderful Polaroid paper. But the problem is that they could not copy these. This is American. Oh, that's a beauty. That looks real, isn't it? It is. I'm going to show you how you can duplicate these with some of my fancy paper. You take a piece like this and a piece like this, and a little bit of magic. Did you see it happen? Actually, it did. Look at that. I've already doubled my money. I just started out with 2, and now I have 3. I'll do it again for you. A piece of my fancy paper, a piece of the government issue, a little bit of magic, snap my fingers, and there it is. We've already doubled our. So far I got 1, 2, 3. I've actually got 4. And by the way, this is light sensitive. You must very, very careful. You must not get it in the light. So 4 and 1 is 5. Very simple. 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How about that? Don't they look terrific? They're really 5s. I hit it one time. I asked a guy, hit it 5 times. Do you know what he did? He hit it 10 times. Do you know how embarrassing a thing like that can be? Now all I have is 10s. You realize that I enjoy doing this kind of stuff, and you know I don't need the money. Thanks for your time. What I'm going to show you now is the Polaroid money trick, which was developed by Richard Himber. Richard Himber was an orchestra leader and a great magician, and I remember him. He was a nutty guy, but he came up with some really remarkable tricks. The Himber wallet is probably one of the greatest devices ever. This is very similar to the original one. This is not the original Himber wallet that I'm using. It's one that was manufactured by Lee Noble many years ago, and they're hard to come by. Let me show you what a Himber wallet does. It's a switching device. The wallet opens this way, and you will notice there are 5s on this side. When you open it this way, there are 1s on this side. So it's a device that when you close it this way and open it on the other side, you've made a complete switch. It has to do with the way the straps are arranged. Now, there are any number of Himber wallets on the market. Today, most of the Himber wallets have 2 compartments on this side and 1 compartment on that side. So if you're going to do the routine with a different Himber wallet, you just have to readjust. And basically, it's the same thing. Himber did the trick originally with 1s, 2s, and 5s. 2s are tough to come by, and if you do come, people are suspect. It doesn't look like it's real. If you're using a $2 bill, it's something that's as goofy as a $2 bill. Now, the routine that you saw is exactly as Himber did it. I have not changed anything. First, you're going to need some money. You're going to need 2 real dollar bills, as fresh as you can get them. 2 real dollar bills. This is what we're going to call side A. That's the first side of your wallet, so you have to remember where that is. Side A has 2 real $1 bills. In this case, they're here. If you have a wallet with 2 compartments, on top compartment and in the bottom compartment, you have the extra gimmicks. This is some kind of, it's a little shiny paper that I got, and I made this exactly the same size as your dollar bill. This is an actual piece of paper that's the same quality as these. However, on these, I've glued 2 $1 bills. So these are your gimmicks. When you're doing this, I would recommend highly that you use rubber cement, because if you ever need the money, you'll get it back. So there you have 2 $1 bills and your 2 gaffs. These are face down. They're on this side of the compartment. And the extra one is on this side of the compartment. So that's your first half. This is on side A. Side A. When we close this, it's very illogical, but it never seems to be caught. I'm going to turn the wallet around to open the other side. Now, I should really just open it the same way, but when I turn it around, these are upside down. So I have to turn it around again to show them. Here I have, you won't see this when the bills are gone. You will see this after the switch. I have now a real 5, 2 $5 bills with 10s on the back, and 2 real 10s. To set them up, the 2 real 10s are green side up, facing in the same direction on my left side of the compartment. The 2 5s with the 10s on the back are visible on top of the 10s. And the real 5 is on top of all of that. So that's side B. That's how it's set. Going back to side A, 2 real bills, 2 gaff bills, and the actual piece of paper. Now, what's interesting about this is I really don't have to do anything. The thing works for you automatically. The first time around, I take one of the real bills. I show this, but I put it back, or I put it off to the side. I say, now this is the special paper that we use, and it's very important that the special paper is used because Polaroid will not copy just anything. I just pull this out. It's just going here. Now, that's what you're seeing here. Put the other bill on top of that, and all I have to do is turn it over. What happens is this bill and this bill look like 2 real bills. What you have is a situation like this. The real one goes underneath. In this way, you can show bills. Take this out and put these back. Put them back flat so you don't flash them. I learned that the hard way. Second bill. Take another piece of your gaff paper. You can feel it. That's the gaff. Put the bill on top of that, and all you do is closing the wallet. When you open it up, it works for you. Remember now, the real bill goes under the other one. So I say, so far I've doubled my money. So now I have 4. You need one more. Oh, by the way, now you're showing both sides, just to get the spectator's mind that they're blank. Be very careful with the light, because you don't want to expose this. As a matter of fact, we'll keep it in the dark, and I turn it around so that when I open it up again, the 5s will show. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now the 5s show. At this point, when you turn them around, you have to be really careful. You pick these out, only spread the first 3 bills. It looks like a stack of bills, but you're only showing the first 2 5s, and this one, show both sides. You say, you hit it 5 times, look how much money we made. We made all 5s. All these go back, and then turn it over. Somebody hit it 10 times once. You know how embarrassing that is? Now we have all 10s. And when you put them away, you can actually feel them. These are the real ones. These are the gaff ones. The real ones go under the gaffs. Put the real 5 on top of that. Put them away and say, you know something? I just enjoy doing the magic because you know I don't need the money. Very good trick. And I don't care which Schindler wallet you get. Don't get a cheapie. Don't get a plastic one. Don't get a vinyl one. Get a real leather one. And they're plentiful. If you're going to use this DVD, and I tell you very seriously, when I do my lectures, I've seen many, many lectures, and they're really great. And I can walk away and say, they're great stuff, but I could never do that. With this lecture, you can do it. You can do every single one of the tricks that I do in my lecture. Don't do it in the same sequence, don't do it with my pattern, and don't do it when I'm around. But however, every single thing that I do, you can do. They're not complicated. Go through it, find out what's comfortable for you to do, and do it. Not necessarily the gags. The gags are, some people can do gags, some people can't do gags. But the material that you can do the coin in the ring trick. I'll tell you something interesting about that. I'll give you a couple of interesting things about the coin in the ring. I did the coin in the ring trick on a television show one time, late at night. And for some stupid reason, when the coin opened up, it didn't open all the way. One side was lifted up. The rubber band got caught. And here this ring comes out, and the coin comes out, and it's bent. And the guy says, holy mackerel, we had Uri Geller here last week, did that with a key. Boy, that was the greatest thing I've ever had happen to me. But I had to learn how to get out of every situation. I had to learn that when I rolled that coin inside the dollar bill, if you rolled it the same way all the time, when that thing comes out, you're going to have 3 pieces. I learned that with the coin in the bottle. When I got that coin out of the bottle, it shot out in 3 pieces. I just say, oh God, I broke it. But hey, that's not the way you want to do it. So the tricks that you can learn how the thing works effectively, learn how to get out of it. You saw me get out of a couple tonight. I got out of a couple that you didn't know about. But absolutely work on the technique, work on the presentation, and don't do it all. Pick 1, pick 2. Now, the coin in the ring trick is my own trick. I developed that years ago, and it's mine. The Seal Surprise, which you saw, I developed in 1970, I guess. And I fooled Milburn Christopher with it. And to me, that was a great accomplishment. I found out later that he was easy to fool because he never thought of the simple things. He always was grandiose. So it was a great feeling about that. But when I did that trick and I fooled him with it, I used to sell it for $1. We sold $1. And today, Ricky Jay is using it. Sean Farquhar uses a variation of that. He just won FISM with that trick. So I didn't explain it because it's still sold by the magic dealers. You can buy it for $5. And there's nothing in that trick, nothing, except the secret. You're not getting a gimmick, which you have to do on your own. You have to learn a simple technique. If you can't palm a card, you can't do the trick. That's all I'm going to tell you about it. But it is still the most powerful thing I have. You'll see it when I do close-up. You'll see it when I do trade shows. You'll see when I do sales meetings. And I give away the deck, which is an extra plus. So they know it's not a gaff deck of cards. But those are my own originals. The chop cup routine I developed with help from some friends. That is my original routine. All the rest I've gleaned from other wonderful performers, putting my touch to it. I took Carlisle's trick. I took for the Gambler's Peak from Frank Garcia, and I put it into that sequence. The chop cup, the same thing. I took this piece and that piece and made it my own. So that's what you have to. The ambitious card. I just developed techniques. I never thought of using pass as a flourish. And people don't know what a pass is. But as a flourish, it looks pretty good. So why not? And the short card, do every location with a short card. As soon as I break open a pack of cards, I pull out the joker, pull out the corner strokes. If you give the deck away, get rid of the joker. Just palm it out and leave it. So the purchaser, you got, hopefully, you got 60 years of my experience. You got all the troubles I had, all the pitfalls I ran into were cleaned up, and you got it now finished. So you got a finished product. And hey, if you have as much fun in magic as I've had in my 60 years, worth every nickel.